Hello, my name's Kevin and I'm doing a car review for the Global GT Challenge Proxy 2025, which is all the reports and news and everything is all on Slot Racer Forum. And I'm going to take the first card out of the box, which just happens to be mine actually, top left car. This is in the modified standard class. Ninko BMW V12, the early one, which was bought as a bit of a battered car. I enjoyed putting it together actually. It's got the original interior, the original chassis, of course. It has got a NSR Shark 21.5 motor with a plastic spacer. There's lead in here. It's got a slotting plus guide, independently rotating fronts. The rear tyres I think are NSR Allen Mans, the Ultra Grips, not the Evos, and they're looking pretty good actually. 3D inserts, and it's suffering, like a few in this proxy, of rear wing problems. Which isn't surprising as it's only got a mount in the middle, which it was glued in when I sent it, but I'll have to sort that out before we race them tomorrow. The braids are looking good, and I've really enjoyed putting this car together. It was surprising. It's quite competitive against quicker cars at the club. When this proxy's over, it'll get raced again. So that's the first car. Right, car number 2 is Greenstar's BMW V12. This is the newer version of my car. It's actually a much nicer looking car, I think. Again, this has got the original interior. It's still got both of its rear view mirrors. The wing mount on this is much better. Two out wide, so that wing's pretty good. He's got a long can in this. A Ninko pink motor, which I think is 16k at 12 volts, which are really nice motor actually. Slotted crown gear, slotting plus guide, braids looking good. The front is a solid front axle. These are, they might be G25s. They're slotted tyres on rather nice wheels. Tyre condition looks pretty good. They're nice, and they just need a tiny bit of a clean, but they're not badly marked or anything. Nice bit of flexor. It's all, when you haven't got a motor mount, you need everything as loose as possible. He's got a lot of body movement there. It's very loose. His front axle's loose. which probably go well on plastic track, better than it would on a wooden track with it like that. But it's been competitive in this class. I'm looking forward to driving that. So that's car number 2. Next car is, I think this is Ed's Ninko Mercedes GTR GT1. Got a couple of these myself. Years ago I did race one, pretty standard, and they can go really well actually. So standard Ninko setup, standard Ninko motor with a slotting plus guide. What looks like, I don't think that's a slotted crown. NSR rears, solid front axle, glued and trued though. Nice bit of weight in it. Tyres, I think these are Allen Mans. Looking, something's been catching on that one. Maybe something in the interior. Can't quite see. Can't see anything obvious up under here. There's nothing touching the top of the tyre there. Yeah, it's not quite as flexible as Aid's BMW. Maybe that's down to how the ballast has been glued in. Solid rear wing though. He's got a lightweight interior. What's his guide like? Yeah, the guide's nice and no flop in it. Braid looks good. Hard coated fronts. And Ed's Batman. That's why he's called BatManx. And that's Ed's car. Car number 4. Whose is this? This is Scott Sports Ninko Porsche 911 GT1. Oh, it's not. It's a Scalextric. Okay. Unique paint job. Original interior. Oh, it's got a headlight missing. Nice and loose. NSR guide. The braids looking a bit worse for wear, but plenty of life in those yet for this Proxy. Solid front axle. What's his guide like? For quite a lot of sideways flop, which could cause D-slots. Tyres, that says NSR, possibly Evos of some description. Motor is hot glued in, so there's no, so it doesn't flop about. That looks like a SRP motor with the row of holes in it, and a slotted crown gear. Not particularly heavy. See where the balance is. Okay. Really rigid chassis. There's very little flex in that. So I should imagine that might struggle on really grippy corners on wood tracks. And that's car number 4. Next up is Oxo Cube's Sauber. This will be a Scalextric then. Yeah, Scalextric Sauber GP3. Scalextric, as I said, standard Scalextric chassis. Slotting plus guide, which he's profiled. He's put a slight chamfer on for plastic tracks, probably. The braid's a bit skinny, but it's still in good condition, nice and shiny. He's got an insert in there for the guide, so that it's got a much better mount. There's very little movement on that. It's pretty good. Solid front axle with alloys, and are they original or are they insert? I don't know, maybe they're 3D printed inserts, I'm not sure. A Predator motor, which I really like, but some people have said they don't have much in the way of braking, but there's plenty of brakes on our track. Big chunk of lead ballast where there used to be a magnet, which is that's a usual tuning thing to do. A proper crown gear instead of the Scalextric thing. And what tyres is he using? Are they Thunder slots? Have a look. Yeah, Thunder slots. What compound they are, I don't know. I'm guessing by the feel of them that they're possibly 004s. Thunderslot tyres are absolutely fantastic. I love them. They're the next best thing from old NSR Ultra grips. His rear wings glued on, nice and solid. Right, what's I'm expecting this chassis to be a bit stiff. There it is. Very little front movement. A little bit at the back, but that's really stiff chassis. Well, I've seen watching it on the videos, it's a quick car this, so I'm expecting it to be quick tomorrow on our track. So that's Oxo Cube Sauber. Next car, Mountain View Porsche 911 GT1. And it's a Ninco. So Ninco with a 3D printed motor mount for a flat 6 motor. Now Ed's got a few cars like this with a 3D printed motor mount. Because finding Ninco versions is very difficult. They're nice and easy to draw up and print. Slotted crown gear. What's he got here? This actually might be the original guide. Braids are in good condition, nice and healthy. A little bit of sideways movement. A little bit of rock for the body. What about the chassis? That's not too bad. Pretty good. Solid front axle. Really nice alloy wheels. And tyres are slotted 1177s. I think they're G25s. Again, the tyres look in a good condition. Years of use left in those. What's the balance on that? Okay, just past halfway. I like a car that balances about there. Nice looking car. Yeah, I like that. No problem with the wing on this one. Original interior and the driver by the looks of it. He's got the motor mount screwed in tight. Okay. Well, that's Mountain View's car. Next car. Equipe Trelawny Joest Porsche. This will be a fly. I think I've got 4 of these. Got 2 this colour, and yeah, I just like it, and I like it because it's not actually a Porsche, it's actually a Jag. Oh, Tom Walkinshaw XJR 14 with the roof chopped off and a Porsche motor stuck in the back. Original interior. You've still got the original air intakes. Nice solid wing mount. Well, that's all built into this moulding, and it's or is it loose? Anyway, sidewinder with a alloy sidewinder gear. Slotting Plus guide. It's you can't go wrong with Slotting Plus Sport guide. It just works. Works on all tracks. Standard chassis. These have like a floating motor mount, and that's the pivot thing for where it just locates it really. Those look like the original front wheels. matching rear rear inserts. Is another one with G25 tyres. Yeah, I think so. 1177s. They're in good condition still. This is probably going to be a feature of all of these cars. But yeah, the tyres are in good condition. I would say that rear axle was slightly tight. Although there is a little bit of backlash. There is a little bit of backlash there. Yeah, you've got maybe a thou side to side clearance, so don't know why it feels tight. It just does. What's the flex like on it? Okay, front body movement, rear body. Well, it'll be interesting to see what that goes like tomorrow, because it's one of my favourite cars. I nearly sent one of these in myself with a 3D chassis. And that's Equipe Trelawny GP3 car. The last of the modified standard cars is Bangers Racing Marcos GT1. This is probably a fly as well. Yeah, it is. One of my favourite cars actually. Got the original interior and driver, everything's still there. Mirrors, wing, that screw's a bit loose, backed off a bit, it's still there though. Ah, okay, this has got the split, the floppy axles. Floppy front axles. Not have to say, not my favourite setup, but they do rotate independently, and you've still got the front motor mount, which is so these always feel really front heavy. As you can see from the balance point, it's quite far forward. So the back end's probably going to be quite loose on this, with all the weights here. And is that an original front guide? Looks like it might be. Very little movement though, which is good. Yeah, I'll do something about that tomorrow. Just nip that up, I think. That's going to be a bit chattery. Right, what about rear tyres then? Let's have a butcher's. Oh, I like the I do like the wheel inserts. Are the inserts or the original wheels? I think these are original plastic wheels. You should get points for that. Right, tyres. 1172s. Slot it anyway. They're in good condition. They look a bit wide. Maybe that's just yeah, he's even got the original it's the original whole rear axle. And this is probably the most standard car of all, because I don't think anything's, I think the only thing that's not original is the tyres. And that's Bangers Marcos. Now on to box 2. And this is a Revo. This is the Brumos Revoslot Dodge Viper GT2, which has been tearing it up in this class. It's catch me if you can't. I like the paintwork. It's really nice, isn't it? Rear wings missing. Original interior, I think. Right, for those people who've never seen a Revoslot before, the bigger GTs come with a split chassis like this, where the centre section holds the rear axle, motor and guide, and the front section holds the body and the front axle. And there's brass collars, which you can get different height ones to allow different float. And as you can see from that, the front ones look as though they're longer than the rear ones, i.e. these two here. So there's more float here than here. So even though it's aluminium and not flexible at all, because it's got two parts, it does float. The front and rear axle can be moved independently. And the other thing, as we found at the club, the body shell needs to be able to float freely. So that it always goes best when the screws are just touching, or not quite touching, just like those are, so that the chassis can move. But it feels damped. That screw there is sticking out more. But I'm not going to touch it because, as I said, it's been tearing it up. Solid front axle. Revoslot tyres are actually rather good. They're solid rubber, but the rubber's really good. And he's got alloy spur gear and a nylon pinion, which is a BRM part. BRM is I think it's BRM that actually make the Revoslot tyres. When you buy Revoslot tyres, they have BRM imprinted on them. Let's just see if I can see on these tyres. think it says BRM there. He's got the tyres ground down to lose some of the ground clearance. Standard guide, well, it has to be standard because this class has to have all standard parts or same manufacturer parts. Braid's looking good. Tyres are a little bit dusty. Yes, I don't know whether we've got one of these at the club. It's not the best handling car, but maybe we've just the Brumos has got it properly set up. They're good, they're great cars. You just get it out of the box. Once you've set it up, just get it out of the box, put it on the track and race it. It just works every time. They're just great. They're just great cars. And that's the Brumos Dodge Viper. Next car is Paint Horse 1 Revoslot Dodge Viper GT2. I really like that. Another one with the rear wing missing. It spoils it really, doesn't it? What a belting. Oh, I like that. He's got matching colour, blue, red. I like that. White, blue. Oh, I like that. I like that. This will be one for the Spirit Award, as he's painted it. So again, exactly the same setup as Brumos. Now, I think he's done the same thing. No, this looks as though the brass screws are the same because that amount of difference between the chassis down and the chassis up when I'm holding it like that is parallel. So I think he's got the same size, both sides. He's got the original spur gear, Revoslot pinion. I don't know what those screws are off though. I do like that he's marked them so that you can count how far he's backing them off. Right, let's have a look on the body movement. Yeah, it's got a little bit of body movement there on the front. A little bit on the rear. Original guide. Braids in good condition. Tyres are, yeah, they're bearing up, so they need a good clean though. Oh, what's the yellow? He's got a yellow dot there for some reason. That'll be known to him. Gear mesh. Yeah, it's got just enough backlash there on the gears. Yeah, Paint Horse 1 Viper. Next car, Oxo Cube Toyota Supra GT2. Oh, this is going to be a Revo, isn't it? It is. It's a Revoslot. Not seen one of these. Oh, hang on. Yeah, Toyota Supra. Of course I have. Got one myself. But I never race it. That's nice, isn't it? Oh, right-hand drive too. It's got the front tyres trued right down. Right, what we like this way. It looks like he's got the same top hat brass screws front and rear as well. So there's not as much movement there for the difference between the two bits of chassis. There doesn't seem as much movement as on the Brumos one. Let's have a look at the body movement. Oh, he's got the screws quite tight. There's no movement there at all. You might want to try with them screws backed off, Kev, so that the body can just slide backwards, side to side. It will make a difference, a noticeable difference. Original guide, braids looking in really good condition. Original gearing. Gear mesh. Just a bit of movement. And that's Oxo Cube's Toyota Supra. Next car. Brumos Ferrari 333 SP. This will be another Revoslot. Very nice indeed. Same setup as the other GTs. The chassis slightly shaped though. Nylon pinion again. What looks like the top hat screws longer than that one again, as there's more front movement than back movement. He's got O-rings under the head of the screws. Solid front axle, and those tyres look pretty good. I must admit the gear mesh does feel good with that nylon pinion. I'll have to get one of those. Be interesting to see if it's any quieter. But looking at that nylon pinion, it could do with coming out a little bit. It's not quite. You've not got the full contact with the spur gear, but it's lasted so well, all right so far. Rear wing's okay, and that is the Brumos Ferrari. Just to add, on the Brumos Ferrari, as I noticed as I was putting it back in the box, the rear wing is held on with a magnet. Next car, Oxo Cube Mercedes CLK GT1. Which is a Revoslot. Got a nice bit of movement there. Original Revoslot gears, and guide and braid look good. Solid front axle. Nice looking car. I've only ever seen a silver one of these before. Right, body. Yeah, again, the screws, the body screws are tight. No movement between the body and the body mount part of the chassis. That's personal preference. I'd like to have a bit of movement there. Gear mesh. Yeah, nice gear mesh. See, having these screws tight, these body mount screws here, means that there's no movement on the body at all. But that's personal preference again. It's just an observation. And that's Oxo Cube's Mercedes. Next car, Team ALS Toyota GT1 GP3, and it's a Revoslot. It's got a profiled inner chassis like the Ferrari. Nice looking car. Solid front axle with coated fronts. He's kept the spring mount guide, which a lot of people take that away. Original gears. Gear mesh is okay. And right, what about the top hats? That looks like it's got the original top hats. The front and rear are the same. So not quite as much movement on as we've seen on some of them. Right, body screws. Body screws are tight, so there's no body rock at all. I would have those backed off, those and those, just so that when you move the body you can see the screws slide sideways a bit. Tyres are in really good condition. Be interesting to know what compound you guys are using for the Revos. We've only ever used the standard 30 Shore. You've got a bit of a little bit of axle play there, not excessive. And that's Team Al's Toyota GT1. Next car, RoadRunners Toyota GT1 GP3. The wing's still there, Graham, you're alright. Right, this is a standard Revoslot. Quite a big car, the Toyota GT1. It's very nice. He's kept the sprung guide, solid front axle, original gears, tyres are in nice condition. Right, yeah, he's got a little bit of movement on the body mount screws. He has on these two. These two have got a little bit of movement. And a tiny bit there, but none there. That one's a bit tight. Right, how about top hats? Same front and rear bar looks. That's got on quite a lot of floater. Maybe he's got taller brass screws in there. Brass nuts, sorry. Original Revoslot gears. Nice gear mesh. Nice car, and that's RoadRunner Toyota GT1. Last car in this layer is Makem Mclaren GTR GT1. It's a Revoslot. Well, there's no mistake in the interior of that. Right. So he's taken the spring out of that, which a lot of people do. Braids are looking a bit they're looking a bit worn. Solid front axle. What's your gear mesh like? A little bit loose actually. Well, for my liking anyway. Like you could do with moving the motor a little bit nearer. And oh, you've got a lot of those screws are sticking out. They're really loose. That might be a bit too much. That one's okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's no. that's got a lot of body rock. And looking at the top hats, I would guess that he's got longer top hats at the front than the rear. Oh, I don't know. it does seem to have quite a lot of movement. But that's the only way you can get a lot of movement on these, because because the chassis don't flex. And that is Makem's Mclaren GTR. We're now into the middle of the box and layer 3. And this, I don't know what the driver's doing, but this is Makem's Ferrari 333 SP GP3, and this is a Revoslot. Oh, the driver's actually loose. I'll try and get that stuck back in for you before we race. I'll take a note of that. Right, box 3. Makem Ferrari. Driver. Right. He'd added some of his own decals on this to personalise it, which is quite good. Right, front tyres. What's going on? Oh, it's just a bit of rubber dust. Solid front axle. Original Revo gears. Tyres in good condition. Just a tiny amount of backlash. Right, guide. Yeah, it's taken the spring out of this one. Braids look good. So we've got a lot of movement from the body to the chassis on this. And what about the top hats? I call them top hats. The brass screws, brass nuts. There's not a great deal of movement there, but then you can sort of get away with mixing and matching with these. And that is the Makem Ferrari 333 SP. Next car, Team ALS Toyota Supra GT2, the Revoslot. No spring, solid front axle. So these are ball raced. That's another. You get a lot. You get quality game with a Revoslot. Yeah, ball raced. Braids look good. Plenty of life in them. Alloy spur gear. Nylon. BRM nylon pinion. Nicely finished tyres. Have to say the alloy spur gear with a nylon pinion just feels smooth. Quite like it. Right, body movement. This one seems a bit tight, but that's more how I like it anyway. Just so that you can see the body and chassis moving slightly. And how about the top hats? So a nice amount of movement there. So just out of interest, what's the balance on this? Right in the middle, okay. And that is Team ALS Toyota Supra GT2. Next up is the first of the Pro class. Demon Tweeks Porsche Crema GP3. One of the cars that suffered rear wing damage. I'm not sure what make was that a fly, the Crema? But anyway, it's just got one of Andy's brass chassis, Sidewinder chassis, Shark 21.5, NSR spur, and these are NSR Allen Man Ultra Grips on the back, which look pretty good, nice and smooth. A little bit of side to side movement on the axle. He always has independently rotating fronts, which is done fairly easily with a by the looks of it on this wheel. This is the floating wheel, this one, because there's no grub screw in it. So on the end of the axle you have a little brass collar and a washer, so the wheel can't come off. And then this end holds fixes the axle in place. Slotting plus guide with probably, I think he likes to use NSR braid. Now his chassis always have a lot of movement. It's a little bit of a drop guide on it, but it is limited. He has got a bar across here to limit the movement, but his cars always have a heck of a lot of movement. Everything floats free. The body floats free from the back end, floats free from the front end, and everything is just all loose, and that's why they handle so well. With the side pans, I don't know whether you can see that. The side pans hinge here with a retaining bar across so that it sits flat, but it allows the body to move up and down. And that'll be a rocket ship on our track, I'm gonna guess. Well, before he sent it, it was doing 6 seconds dead, so it's going to be a quick one. And that's Demon Tweeks Porsche. Next car is BAracer Mclaren F1 GTR GT1. This is a slot it. Solid front axle, Nice set of wheels on there. So standard chassis, a slotted sidewinder pod. Oh, your gear mesh. Oh, that's okay. Just felt a bit like it was catching. It's not. Right, what kind of a guide? You've got, I think it's a standard slotted guide. Braid looks a bit worse for wear. A little bit of sideways movement. Right. A lot of body rock. Those screws are really quite loose. What's the pod like? The pod screws seem to be tight. The pod's got very little movement in the chassis. It has got a tiny bit, tiny bit. Just out of interest, what's the balance on this? That's okay. And that is BAracer McLaren F1 GTR. Next, RoadRunners Lister Storm. I think this is a Revoslot. Yeah, it is. I've not seen one of these. This is one of the new ones. Oh, rear wing again. That looks really nice, doesn't it? I like that. I like the paint scheme. Nice wide car. Is that spring loaded? Yeah, I think he's still got the spring in that. Right, body, it's okay. Just, that's how I like it anyway. It's got just them backed off. But it's got these backed off quite a lot. And what looks like longer top hat brass nuts. There's a lot of movement there. And of course standard Revoslot gears. We will see what that goes like tomorrow, and that's RoadRunners Lister Storm. Next up, RoadRunners Marcos GT2, one of my favourite cars. When I first got a Revoslot, I got a Marcos. The red, green, and is it red, green, and black? I got it second hand. I just like it. It's a funny looking car, but I like it. You've got the hair. I'll put a dab of glue on that. I'll take a note of that. Box 3. RoadRunners Marcos wing. Okay. I think it's still spring loaded, the guide. Solid front axle. Standard Revoslot gears. Nice gear mesh. What about your butt? Alright, okay. The body screws are tight. I prefer to see them loose. Right, top hat. This looks more like a standard car. Not much movement in there at all. Is that catching or not? Yeah, you could do with a little bit more movement on there, Graham. Might go a bit better. Your tyres are looking good. And that is RoadRunners Marcos. Next car is the BatManx Jaguar XJ9. So this will be in the Pro class. I think, yes, standard slot it. Yeah, age-old problem. That sort of sums up the rear wing mount on these. And it's a bit flimsy to say the least. But ignoring that, he has spent quite a lot of time on this. He's got a slotting plus guide, nice big braid. Independently rotating fronts, which I think he's got like a split axle. I think that's how he does it. Slotted gears, Predator motor, so that should run quite nicely. Bit of movement on his pod, which is good. Pod full of lead to calm it down. Hard coated tyres. Right, what about your body movement? Okay, that's good. Let's do it that way you can see better. That shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, it needs this thing here, doesn't it? What about your balance? Just past halfway, that's good. Okay. That's BatManx Jaguar XJ9. The last car in this tray is the Sandy Corvette C6R, which might be an NSR. It is. Okay. Nice looking car. Original interior and driver. The only thing that he looks like he's changed there is the guide. He's got a scale auto guide. The braid's look in good condition. He's locked the drop arm, which is always advisable. Solid front axle. Now, I've not tried one of these. NSR King 19.5. I'm guessing it's going to be nice and smooth. I think it might be NSR spur gear. Probably is. And tyres. What are tyres like? Pretty good condition. see what tyres these are then. I don't know, it says 19.5 by 10.5. Not got the foggiest idea what make tyres they are. There's no SC. Oh, I wonder if they're not NSRs. Racer. I wonder if they're racer tyres. Racer sideways. Right, what's your body movement like? Okay, that's good, good. That's all nice and flexible. You've got the pods just loose enough that you can see it moving. That should go well. That should go pretty well, that. If that was mine with a solid front axle, I would have put some coating on the tyres to stop it grabbing. Or try the independently rotating thing with a brass. The best way of doing it is with an NSR axle spacer soldered on the end of the axle, because you can get those in like 1mm thick. And that's Sam D's Corvette C6R. Now we're on to layer 4 or box 4. And the first car is Demon Tweeks Lamborghini Murcielago GT1, which is a Black Arrow car with, again, flimsy rear wing mounting. We can see how thin it is by that was one of the mounts. That's why it broke off. It's just not meant for racing, certainly not meant for proxies. Right, okay. And this will have one of his brass. Oh, it hasn't. This a standard Black Arrow, but with a NSR Shark 21.5 and a plastic spacer to take up the space. NSR gears, slotting plus guide, very little play at all. Independently rotating fronts. That'll be done with what I was saying before, brass axle spacer soldered on one end. And these are NSR Allen Man Ultra Grips, not Evos, original Ultra Grips, which you can still get. These are nice and flexible, these chassis are surprisingly quick even with a standard motor in. So lots of things to tweak and adjust and get wrong if you're not careful. This will go well tomorrow. I know, because I've seen it on our track. It just goes well. And that's Demon Tweeks Lamborghini Murcielago. Next car in this group, the Pro. This is for the Pro class. ModSports Corvette C5R GT2. This is my second car. So, which started out life as a fly C5R, which cost me a sum total of £1.97, and I felt like I'd robbed the fella. So I've kept the interesting bits from the interior, like the ducting at the back, the fire extinguisher, and there's a resin driver. And this has, I'd forgotten I'd done this. This is a 3D chassis of mine. I'd completely forgotten I'd done one like this, because normally my pod's separate. This is one piece, but it is adjustable because it's got a float adjustment. Right, so independently rotating fronts, slotting plus guide. Braid looks like it's seen better days. I always try to have my guides with next to nothing sideways movement. Predator motor, NSR, I think it's NSR spur, and 3D inserts. Now I did a special one, that one there. I don't know whether anybody's noticed while they've been looking at this, but it actually says ModSports. Right, tyres. Now I can't remember what these were. I think the Thunderslot. I think the Thunderslot tyres. Thunderslot, they'll either be standard Thunderslot 002s or 004. I've got a feeling they'll be 002s, which are brilliant tyres. These are strange motors, you know. I know they are ball raced, but when you turn them over, they feel quite coggy, like they've got a lot of brakes. But on some of the plastic tracks, the guys have said, "Oh, they got no brakes." Right, now I tried something new on this. The axle tube is brass, but it's square. It's square tube. Front and rear. It's eighth inch, but it's square. Why shouldn't it work? It does. Right, that's ModSports Corvette C5R. Next car is Bangers Racing Ferrari F355 GT2. Now this will be a pro slot, because I've got one of these. It is, but it's got a 3D chassis and a pair or a set of rather nice looking wheels. Original interior, no it's not original, it's fact form, I think. Right, let's have a look at the chassis. So it's a 3D chassis with a slotted angle winder motor with a bit of nylon pinion, so it might be quite quiet. Nylon pinions do help like that. And this has got a Scale Auto long can 20k. I've recently been experimenting with Scale Auto motors and they're rather good, have to say. I'm quite impressed. Solid front axle, slotting plus guide, sprung loaded. Braid's looking a bit as though they've been on the road a while. Right, okay. Tyres. I think they're NSR. They are NSRs, yeah. I'm gonna guess, looking at the wear on them and the finish, that these are Evo grips. That one, has that been catching? No, it's nowhere near. It obviously just took the corner off. That helps. That makes a car a bit more predictable if you take the corners off of the tyres. Little bit of movement on the pod to the chassis. We've got a lot of body movement there. And a little bit at the back. That's going to be nice and flexible. I can see why that's been done well. Yeah, the little flyer. And you might look at it and think it's a small car. It's not. These are almost 64mm wide at the back end. I was surprised with mine, but I like them, and you can still pick them up rather cheap. And that's Bangers Racing Ferrari 355. Next up is Ruscillo Racing Porsche 997 GT1, and it's NSR. And it's done a few miles by the looks of it. We quite often see these on our rally tracks because they just go really well. Again, another of these Spanish Kings, supposedly really smooth. Never seen one in action. Standard guide with the drop arm lock tub, solid front axle, alloy spur gear, and I think they're NSRs. Yeah, they are. Again, they look like they might be Evos. Right, body movement, that's nice. Plenty there, plenty there. Oh, what's going on here then? It just seems like there's a ton of movement there for some reason. That'll be good on a rally track. Got all that movement and yet the pod's screwed in tight. No movement, those three screws are tight. But these are very soft chassis, yes, and they're designed for plastic tracks, so nice and flexible. And that is Ruscillo Racing Porsche 997. Next car is Bangers Racing BMW Z4. Which is a scale auto, okay. Standard interior. It's a mean looking car, I really like that. Solid front axle but coated tyres, that's good. Scale auto guide, spring loaded. Slotted angle winder with a flat 6. That's nice and free floating. Alloy gears. Nice set of wheels on that. Alloys. It just feels right, feels good. It's got the right amount of float and everything in all the right places. Gear mesh is good. Right, what tyres has he got on it? NSRs. Yeah, they're NSRs. They're nice and grippy. I wonder what they are. They might be original Ultra Grips. Oh, I see. This has got a it's got float screws. Scale Auto make bloody good cars. And that's Bangers Racing BMW Z4. Next car is Green Star Racing Porsche 956, first of the Group C's. Slot it. I got the chance to drive one of these a couple of weeks ago when we had our BatManx, and it had the original inliner set up on it, and I was really impressed, because I'm not a Porsche fan, but I did enjoy driving it. Okay, all slotted by the looks of it. Solid front axle, slotted guide, nice big braid, quite narrow tyres compared to some cars we've seen. Nice gear mesh. And what tyres are these? Slotted. They might be G25s. Just the right amount of side to side movement on the axle. Nice gear mesh. Pod. Pod's got the pod can move that way, but not forwards and backwards like the last car, the BMW. Lots of body movement though. So what's this front axle? Got quite a lot of movement on his front axle. Maybe that's causing the back end to lift, as that goes into the corner. The opposite loses a little bit of grip. And we'll see how that goes tomorrow. That's Green Star Racing Porsche 956. Next car, BAracer Audi R8 GP3. I do like this era of car, I have to say. So this is a slot it. Slot it guide, a little bit of slop, side to side slop with that, angle winder, slot it gears, nice amount of body float, pod screwed in solid, front axle's a bit loose, if I was setting that up I would get rid of that slop and have the pod loose. It doesn't feel like there's any weight in it. It's a nice looking car, I have to admit. Very nice. Well, we'll see how that goes tomorrow. BAracer Audi R8. Here's one I've been looking forward to having a look at. Equipe Trelawny Panoz. Oh yeah, I do like weird and wonderful cars. Fly Panoz. What a belter. What a weird car. Fabulous. I just love them. Nice strong wing mount. And this has got a brass and white chassis. Not too dissimilar to Andy's actually. Solid front axle though. Oh, I like them wheels. They're quite cool. Slotting plus guide, no side to side grip slop at all. That's really good, I like that. No, it's not got a drop guard like Andy's. Right, what's he got in? That's I think it's an SRP motor with, I think they're NSR, it's definitely an NSR pinion, which are my favourite. I like NSR pinions, they're just nice and smooth. Oh, I see, he's got the body mounted on with pins, like like we used to race with the Brisker cars. Pins going into tubes. Now whereas that Andy tapes is on. Right, oh I see. I've got a Mini. I built a Mini with that kind of setup. So what I like about that is loads of front movement, a little bit of rear, a little bit of rear. Front to rear is nice and loose. That's quite a lot stiffer than Andy's chassis. Nice and heavy. Balance point just past halfway. Yeah, I look forward to driving that tomorrow. Quick Trelawny Panoz. And now we're on to box 5, or also known as layer 5, which is the last lot of cars. And this one is Scott Sports Jaguar XJ9 GP3, so probably slot it, which it is. So this is a painted body rather than a factory one. The rear wings still survive though. Slotting plus guide with the braid looks like it's been sucked down into the slot. solid front axle. It's actually sticking. Oh, hang on, yeah. Yes, I can see that going into left-handers, that's going to be fun and games, because it's going to be sitting on the chassis. Yeah, you're missing a screw above the axle on that. Okay, alloy gear, alloy spur and pinion. These are good motor. Right, yeah, pod's nice and free. Body. A lot of that is really good. It's just that that's spoiling it. The other one's alright. Front driver though, it's just this one. You can see when you push the tyre up, going into a corner, it's not going to be resting on the tyre at all, it disappears. Have to be careful of that one. Right, that's Scott Sports Jaguar XJ9. Next up, Equipe Trelawny Nissan R390 GT1. So this will be a slot it. Yeah. Quite a big car these, they're about 65mm wide at the back end. Got the original interior. I like it, I like it. It's got a slotting plus guide. That's good, very little play. Yeah, braid look okay. Solid front axle but coated tyres. And good. Pod. Your pod is screwed in tight. I don't like tight pods. That's the whole idea of having a pod with this. You've got six adjustment screws there. The idea of the screws is so that you can tune how much float it has. In my mind, anyway. Yeah, body movement. You got body float there and there. See, by having those screws tight on your pod, you're relying on the flex in the chassis. But it works with Nincos that don't have a pod, so why not? You've got more movement there than there for some reason. Oh, I don't know. We will see what that goes like. Oh, rear tyres. What are they going to be? Don't know. Don't see any markings. But the very big profile when you need them to get the ground clearance. And that's Equipe Trelawny Nissan R390. Next up is Mountain View's Sauber Mercedes GP3. Oh, okay. Front body screw, let's take a note of that. Box 5. Mountain View. Sauber. Front screw. it's still got the rear wing, that's good. Right, let's go straight into it. Slotting plus guide. Solid front axle with alloys, coated tyres. It's got a plastic spur and a brass pinion. Flat 6 type motor. Got a little bit of movement there on the rear pod screws. Oh, and the front. Tell a lie, yeah. That one there's not quite loose. Body movement, oh, tons. That's why you need tape over the screw holes. You haven't lost the screw, it's still there. Still see it. I'll get that sorted for you later. And that's Mountain View's Sauber Merc. Next up is Makem Dodge Viper GT2, which is, oh, it's nice, 3D chassis. So I don't know what make the body is. Did Fly do one? I know Revo did. Scalextric maybe. Looks good though. I like them front wheels. Okay, so he's got, now this one's inline 3D chassis with inline slotted pod, slotted motor, solid front axle, scale auto guide, a little bit too much slot there for my liking, that is. Pod's nice and free. He's got blue tack up in the holes, which is what I do as well. So even if the screws do come loose, they can't rotate. A little bit of body movement there. A bit more on this side than that side. I like those motors are nice and smooth. You've got I think that's a slotted crown gear in there, and that's Makem Dodge Viper. We're on the home run now with 4 to go. Right, BAracer Marcos GT2. Okay, it's a 3D chassis, so it could be a Fly, could be a Revo. It's got everything there still. Mirrors, wing. I think it's got a vac formed interior. Nice set of wheels on it. Slotting plus guide. No side to side slot, which is really good. Now this one has got an NSR pod, which is fixed in tight. Nice motor. I should imagine this will be quick. Alloy gears with a NSR pinion. Heck of a lot of body float, front and rear. don't like that much movement myself, but everybody's different. Tyres, those are NSRs. They look pretty good. They're not polished like some though. Our track's painted with polyurethane floor paint, smooth stuff, and because we now run the track at 12 volts, so the cars go slower than they used to do, it tends to polish the tyres to a shine. So when you look at our tyres on our cars, they're all shiny, which makes a heck of a difference to the grip. So if we were to run this on our track, after 2 or 3 meetings, you would see them polishing and the grip would come up without having to put any treatment on. Right, that's BAracer Marcos. Next is Ruscillo Racing Mazda 787B GP3 Group C. Slot it. We do see Mazda on the track now and again, and he races one with a brass chassis. Well, that wing's not going to fall off in a hurry, is it? Good idea, filling that. Original slotted guide. Solid front axle with coated fronts. Front axle just nice. Slotted inline pod and motor and crown gear. Pod is screwed tight. Okay. Oh, wheels. Okay, it's got, so I've got nice pair of alloys on the back of that. And what they are is, let's have a look. Let's see if I can see anything. I'm not sure. Can't see any mark. I can't see obvious mark. Oh, slot it. I think. Nice and grippy though. I should imagine that'll be a smooth runner tomorrow. And that's Ruscillo Racing Mazda 787. Next up is Mike B Porsche 911 GT1 Evo. It's a 911 it's a 911-98, isn't it? And it's a slotted. I've got to fly one of these. I don't think much of it, but the slotted's going really well. All slotted, well, looks of it. Slotted guide, slotted pod and motor, and probably gears as well. Solid front axle, coated fronts, axle no slop there. The pod's nice and free to float. I like that. in a gear mesh. Good gear mesh, yeah. Body float. Oh, the front is no rock at all on the front. None on the rear either, so movement's all in the pod. What tyres are these? NSR. Possibly Evos. Yeah, going to be interesting to drive that tomorrow, and that might be Porsche 911 98. Last car in the box. Team ALS Ferrari 333 SP GP3. And this is, oh, okay, it's an MR slot car. Okay. I do have an MR slot car. It's the Mclaren. I've got I bought a sidewinder pod for it. Lots of adjustments on these, and the quietest gears you can buy, I think. Right, what we got? Solid front axle with a, that's nice and free. I like that. Slotting plus guide. A little bit of excess sideways movement. Right, the pod. Yeah, a little bit of float there. What I liked about the MR slot cars was the spur gear is inboard of the chassis, rather than have this, so that makes the chassis equal both sides, put mirror image from the middle, rather than have the chassis come in here and the gear outside it. Fair bit of lead in there by the looks of it. I like lead. Lead's a four-letter friend. I'm trying to see those tyres. Are they urethane? They might be urethanes. They look like urethanes. They're not very grippy, I have to say. I think that's going to struggle on my... although saying that, since we painted the track, we've not tried urethanes. They might be brilliant, so that's going to be very interesting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to driving that tomorrow. And that's Team ALS Ferrari 333 SP. And that concludes the car review for the Global GT Challenge Proxy 2025. And there's, how many have I got to do? 3 cars to have a little look at, and we start racing tomorrow. And good luck everyone, and I'm looking forward to driving these cars. I always enjoy driving them, because it's just nice to drive other people's cars. I think ones that I don't have. So good luck, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow.